What's up guys, this is LloydTheHammer. I want to thank you all for 100 subscriptions and all the love and support that you've given me so far, and also for leaving such nice comments. I really appreciate that. I can't believe people actually care enough to want to let me know what they thought, and let alone 100 people who are interested enough to want to see more of my covers. That's like, it's unbelievable. I really appreciate that. I thought in order to celebrate I could do a tutorial of one of my covers, and as you can tell from the title, I chose Chrono Trigger Milenial Fair, since a lot of people like that one, including myself. And I thought it's not the most difficult song in the world for me to explain, and also for you hopefully to learn. Even if you're just starting out playing guitar, I think it's not the most difficult thing in the world. So what I thought I'd do, I'd break it down into 4 parts. I'll do the clean guitars, the lead guitars, and the rhythm and the bass separately. So you can, I'll put it in the description as well, so you can jump to the part that you want to see most if you don't want to see them all, basically. I'll have a guitar profile in the description as well. So if my explanation doesn't work for you, you can use that, and you can learn it by yourself. That's really a nice thing you can do as well. Yeah, that's it. I want to thank you guys again for watching. Hopefully you'll learn something from this. I certainly will learn something from this, I can already tell. Yeah, I'll see you on the next cover, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Thank you. So for the clean guitars and the lead guitars will be in standard tuning. So we'll start off with an E, an A, a D, a G, a B, and an E again. Alright. The whole song is in, the time signature of the song is 3/4. So instead of going 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, you count to 3 for every measure. So it's 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. The whole song is in 3/4. I'll start off with the left side of the clean guitar first, and I'm gonna play it first, and then I'll break it down and slow it down. So here we go. Alright, so what that is, you start off with an open D, the 2nd fret on the G string, and the 3rd fret on the B string, and then an open E string. And then you go backwards, you go back to the 3rd fret on the B, and the 2nd fret on the G, and the open D again. And then you go to the 2nd fret on the G string again, and then again the 3rd fret on the B, but now you go to the 1st fret of the B, and then back to the 2nd fret on the G. So you barely have to move your fingers at all. It's just D, 2nd fret G, 3rd fret B, and open E. And then backwards. And then you go to the G again. And then it's the B, the first fret on the B, and the second fret on the G. So I'll play it for you. And again. Now what my right hand is doing, instead of the normal quarter note sequence, it's kind of like playing drums with your right hand. That's a thing that James Hetfield always wanted to do when he grew up, or when he became a guitar player. And what you do instead of the normal quarter notes, so that's this. You wait after the first normal note for just a fraction of a beat, basically. So it's like, so, and then you do the same thing, but you go backwards. So it's, so the second, the second fret on the G string and the third fret on the B string are like right next to each other. Instead of, you'll get, and you do that through the whole intro pretty much. So it's again. Okay. After that you play the same thing, but instead of ending it with this, you end it with, and all that is, it's the third fret on the B again, the first fret on the B, and the third fret again on the B. So instead of, you'll get, so the whole thing right so far. Alright, and then you do the same thing again, but now instead of ending it with, you'll just go backwards. So it's 3 on the B, 2 on the G, and open D. So I'll show it to you. See, I don't even have to, excuse me, I don't even have to move my fingers at all. I just have to put them in the position, and then I can just play the strings, and it goes. So yeah. All right. I'll show the whole thing, and then we'll move along. Alright, then you'll go to the third fret on the A string, the fifth fret on the D string, and the fifth fret on the G string. And it's the same, your right hand is doing the same thing here, so it's, instead of, you'll do, oh, excuse me. And then you go to, it's the same form, but you just move a string down. So it's the third fret on the E string, the fifth fret on the A string, and the fifth fret on the D string. But now you do play those quarter notes. Remember me talking about those quarter notes? Now you do play just the quarter notes. So it goes like this. One more time. And then you end it on an A. What that is, it's just an open A. the second fret on the D, and the second fret on the G. So it's, and then you end it on, it's the 5th fret on the E string, it's the 5th fret on the A string, and the 4th fret on the D string. So it's, and that's pretty much it. So I'll play it again, the whole thing. All right. So now I'll go to clean guitar on the right side. So that's the main melody that everybody knows. I'll play it first, and then the same thing as before. I will break it down after. Alright, so what that is, you start off with the 15th fret on the B string, the 14th fret on the G string, the 12th fret on the B string, the 13th fret on the B string, and then what you do, it's called a hammer-on pull-off. Hammer-on is, what I do is I hit the string, and then my second finger will go to another fret without me having to hit the string twice. So all I have to do is hit the string once. See that? Instead of, I just hit it once and it goes to the right note. And then a pull-off, it's the exact same thing, but it's backwards. So now I will hit the string once, and I'll go from the 13th fret to the 12th fret. See that? Instead of, so what you do, it's a quick hammer-on pull-off sequence, but all I have to do is hit the string once. So I'll go again. So 15 on B, 14 on G, 12 on B, 13 on B, and then you do that pull-off, hammer-on pull-off thing. And then you go back to the 14th fret on the G, and then it's the 12th fret on G, and then the 14th fret again, and then the 11th fret on G. So I'll play it again slowly. Alright, then after that you'll play the same thing, so it's again this part. But instead of going to the 12th fret, you go to the octave harmony, the 15th fret on the E string. And then you go backwards to the 14th fret, the 12th fret, and back to the 14th fret. And that's all on the E string, that last part. So it's... And what I do at the end, it's also that thing I just showed you about the hammer-on. It's a hammer-on from the 12th to the 14th. So it sounds a lot smoother to me instead of... But that's all just preference. I just find that to sound better, so that's how I played it. After that you'll play the same thing. So it's this part again. But then you go to the 12th fret on the D string, the 14th fret on the D string, the 11th fret on the G string, the 12th fret, the 14th fret, and the 12th fret on the B, and then you end it again on the 14th fret on the G. And then at the very end you just go to the 11th fret on the G string. So I'll play that last part again slowly. And that's it. So I'll play the whole thing again at sort of normal speed. Alright, so further along in the song there's a clean part, and I'll show you what that is, and I'll do the same thing again. I'll break it down and slow it down. So here we go. Alright, so what that is, it's the 14th fret on the G string, the 15th fret on the B string, and you hit that again, and you go to the 14th fret, the 12th fret, and then the 14th fret on the G string, and then the 12th fret on the G string, and then you go to the 12th fret again on the B string, and you hit that 3 times, and then you go to the 15th fret on the B string, and then you to the 14th fret, 12th fret, 14th fret, and 14th fret on the G string. So I'll slow it down again. And the timing could be a little bit tricky, but if you play with a metronome, you should be fine. One more time. Alright, so what the other guitar is playing while that is going on, I'll show that first. If I'll play it first and then I'll show it later. Alright, so I'll show it, I'll break that part down for you now. It's the 4th fret on the D string, then the 3rd fret on the B string, and the 2nd fret on the E string. And then you go back to the B string, same note, and backwards, back to the E string. So you don't have to change your fingers, it's just the 4, the 3rd, and the 2nd. Then you go to the 5th fret on the D string, and then the 3rd fret on the B string again, but then you do the 5th fret on the E string, and the 3rd fret on the E string. So you'll get... So this is what we have so far. Okay, and then you'll go to the 6th fret on the D string, the 5th fret on the B string, and the 4th fret on the E string. Then you go back to the B again, and back to the E again. So what you'll get is... So the whole thing so far. And then at the end, it's the 7th fret on the D string, and then it's the 5th fret on the B, and the 5th fret on the E, and you go back to the 5th fret on the B. So you'll get like that. So the whole thing is this. And again, this isn't a simple quarter notes back to back. It's you gotta wait a little before you play the thing. So you gotta. And that was a part that was pretty tricky for me to get right. Instead of going like this, you know, and this part. You know, it's not, I wish it was that simple, but it's not. You gotta wait a little, so it's. Alright, that's all for the clean guitars. Alright, so for the lead guitars, it's not, the intro is actually exactly the same thing. It's just, you slide into the note this time. Because that is so epic and cool, bro. Instead, yeah, I just think it sounds better. So it's the same thing. So it's. The only difference is instead of hanging on the 14th fret at the end like this, you do the. Yeah, it's the same fret, but you just hit it more times. And then the next part is this. I'll play it first. Alright, so what that is, it's the 11th fret on the G string. You hit that 3 times, and then you hammer on to the 12th fret on the same string. You go back to the 11th fret, and you end on the 14th fret on the D string. And then you repeat that for forever. So it's. Alright, so for the main melody, I'll play it first and then I'll show it to you. Alright, so what that is, you'll start from the 12th fret on the G string and you slide it over to the 14th fret on the same string. And then you go backwards to the 12th fret, the 11th fret, and then you go to the 14th fret on the D string. So you'll get this. Alright, then you'll go from the 12th fret, you hammer on to the 14th fret on the D string, and then you'll go to the 11th fret on the G string, you hammer on to the 12th fret, and then you pull off to the back to the 11th fret, so you'll get the whole thing. Alright. And then you go back to the 14th fret on the D, and then you go back to the 12th fret, and you end it on the 12th fret on the A string. Alright, so the whole thing slowed down. more time. All right. So after that, it's the 10th fret on the D string, 12th fret, go back to the 10th, and then you go to the 9th. So it's, and then you go to the 10th fret again, the 9th fret, the 7th fret. So it's, alright, and then you do, you hammer on to the, from the 7th fret on the D string to the 9th fret on the D string, and then you pull it off again. So it's, and then you slide it backwards to the 5th fret, and then you end it back on the 7th fret. So slow it, I'll slow it down. One more time. All right, so this is what we have so far. It doesn't matter, either you slide it backwards or you hit it twice. Whatever you prefer. I play it differently every time, so it doesn't matter. Then you'll play the same thing, so it's this part again. But instead of going lower, you climb. So instead of doing this, what you do now, it's this. So what that is, it's the 10th fret again on the D, then the 12th fret, and then the 10th fret again, and then you slide to the 14th fret, and then you do the 11th fret on the G string, the 12th fret, back to 11, and then you do the same thing we did over here, but now it's, so what that is, it's a a hammer on from the 11th fret on the G string to the 12th fret, and then you pull it off, and then you go to the 9th fret on the G string, and you end it on the 11th fret. So it's, alright, so the whole thing, slow down. Alright, so far so good. Then what we do, it's actually the exact same thing, but all you have to do is play it in an octave harmony. What an octave is, notice how these two notes are the same thing, but this one is lower and this one is higher. That's all what an octave is. See, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same melody, but it's just in an octave harmony. So it's. I'll show it to you. You slide it from the 15th fret on the E string to the 17th fret. So it's, and then you go to the 15th fret, the 14th fret, and then the 17th fret on the B string, and then you remember what we did here? It's the same thing, but now it's on the 15th fret on the B string. You hammer on to the 17th fret, and then you go to the 14th fret on the E string, and you hammer on, pull off it to the 15th fret. So it's, and then you go back to 17 on the B, and 15th on the same string, and you end it on the 14th fret on the G string. So it's, all right. Then you go to the 13th fret on the B string, 15, back to 13, the 12th fret, then the 13th fret, 12th fret, and the 10th fret, and then we do the exact same thing as we did here, but now it's an octave harmony, so it's the 10th fret to the 12th fret, hammer on, pull off, you slide it backwards to the 8th fret on the B string, and you end it on the 10th fret. So it's, so say, I'll show it again. One more time, slower. Alright, then you do the same thing, so it's this part again. And same thing as before, instead of going down, we're going up, so. So all that is 13th fret on the B, 15th fret, back to the 13th one, and then we slide to the 17th fret, 14th fret on the E, 15, back to 14, and then the hammer-on pull-off thing from 14 to 15, slide it back to 12, and end it on 14. Alright, so I'll show the whole thing at normal speed. Alright, so for the next part, I'll show it first and then I'll break it down again. Alright, so it's not that difficult. It's the 15th fret on the B string, you hit that twice, and then you go to the 17th fret on the same string, you hit that twice as well. Oh, sorry about that. Alright, and then you slide to the 15th fret on the E string, the 17th fret on the same string, and then the 14th fret on the E string, and then you go to the 17th fret on the B string, 15th fret, and slide it back to the 17. So it's, and like I said before, all I do to give it a little bit a little bit flair, I guess, is you hammer on from the 15 to the 17 instead of I do this. It's just to make it sound a little bit better, in my opinion. Then at the end you repeat that last part, and then at the end you do And then you'll just wait a while while you're on the 17th fret, and then you do that same thing that we've done before. But now it's from the 17th fret on the B string to the 19th fret, and then you slide it back to the 15th fret, and then you end it again on the 17th fret. So it's like that. So I'll play it again slowly. One part I wanted to show is after you play the that part, then there's an added melody right there that goes like this. So what that is it's the 17th fret on the B string, and then it's the 14th fret, the 15th fret, and then you hammer on from the 14th fret to the 15th fret, and then you pull it off, and then you go to the 16th fret on the G string, and then to the 14th fret on the same string. So it's one more time. Alright, so one more part that I wanted to show, and then we'll go to the middle of the song with a new melody. But after this part, so right at the end, there's this rundown that goes like this. It's also not too difficult. It's the 14th fret on the E string, and then you hammer on to the 15th fret, and then you pull it off again to back to the 14, and then you go to the 17th fret on the B string, 15th fret, 14, and then you go to the 16th fret on the G string, and then you end it on the 14th fret on the G string. So it's alright. So then we have one more melody, one more new melody left, and it goes like this. So what that is, you slide from the 15th fret on the E string to the 17th fret on the same string, and then you hit that 3 more times, so it's, and then you slide it again. What that is, it's just, so you slide it from the 15th fret to the 17th fret on the E string, and then you run it down to the 15th fret, and then the 14th fret, and then you go to the 17th fret on the B string, and then the 15th fret on the same string, and then you go back to the 17th fret, and then you go, you slide it to the 19th fret on the same string, and then you go back to the 17th fret. So I'll slow it down. So the only difference there I do at the end is instead of sliding from the 17th fret to the 19th fret, I just bend the 17th fret on the B string to a 19. So it's, what you want to do with bends is when it's a full bend like that, you want to replicate this note while being on the 17th note. Well, so it's like. See how that's the same thing? If I want to like replicate this note, I just don't have to bend it as far. I just go. See? So that's very important to get that right. So. All right. So the last part is the key change. So remember this part? All right. I'll show it first what I do. Right, so it's actually the exact same thing. All you have to do is move 1/2 of a fret further along the neck. So I'll show this part first. It's the 13th fret on the D string, and then the 15th fret, and then the 13th fret on the G string. And then you hit that last, so the 13th fret on the G string, you hit it twice. And then the 15th fret on the same string. And then the 13th fret on the B string. So it's. And then this part is just the exact same thing. Instead of playing it on the 15th fret, you start off with the 16th fret on the B string. And then the form of your hands is the exact same thing. Yeah, one extra thing I added right there is instead of, I do an extra note in between. So it's 16, 15 on the E string, 13, and then hammer on to the 15, and then back to the 13th fret, and then the 16th fret on the B string again. So you'll get. And then you just repeat the same thing. Alright, that's it. And at the end, it's you stick with the 15th fret on the G string. It's the same thing as how they ended in the beginning. Remember the. But now you'll be on the 15th fret since you changed the key. And then you do it again, and then it's. And that's the end. So what that is just 15, and then it's. So what that is, you go to the 13th fret, and then you end it on the 12th fret, and then you'll wait, and then you'll go back to the 12th fret on the G string, and then you do the. So you hit it once and then 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you do that again, but then you go to the 10th fret, and then you end it on the 8th fret. So the ending. And that's it. Those are all the leads. Alright, so for the rhythm guitar and the bass guitar will be in drop C. So we'll start off with the C. Then a G, another C, F, A and a D. Alright, so I'll explain. The rhythm is not the most difficult thing in the world. It starts off with this. It's the 2nd fret on the E string, the 2nd fret on the A string, and the 2nd fret on the D string. So it's... And then you'll slide over to the same formation here, but just go to the 4th fret. And then you go back to the 2nd. Do that, you repeat that part. And then what you'll do is this kind of thing that it's hard to play when you're standing up, but what it is, it's the 2nd fret on the lowest string, then the 2nd fret on the A string, and then it's the 6th fret on the D string. So what you'll get is this. And then you slide it over to the 4th fret again on the first 2 strings, and then you'll have the 7th fret on the D string. So it's... And then you go back to the one we had before. So it's... One more time. So this is the intro, what I've shown so far. Okay, then after you hit this at the end here, you'll hit it again at the end, and you'll go to this one. So what that is, it's an open C, or the lowest string, then an open of the 2nd string, and then it's the 4th fret on the 3rd string. So it's this one. So you'll get this. And then it's just, it's this. So what that is, it's an open on the 2nd string, and then the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and the 2nd fret on the 4th string. And then you end it on this. And what that is, it's the 2nd fret on the A string, the 4th fret on the D string, the 4th fret on the G string, and then it's also the 4th fret on the B string. So you get this huge, like, there you go. And then you hit that same thing as what the lead part is doing. So the whole intro so far, and I'll slow it down. And then the ha part plays. Then after that you'll just stick mostly on this one again. So the first thing you do in the intro, but this time you'll play this. So all that is, it's just you hit it once, and then you'll follow it with 4 palm muted notes, and then you hit it open again, palm mute, and then you open it again. So slow it down. Then after the lead part of the main melody kicks in, you'll do the same thing, but at a certain point you'll go to this one, which is the 2nd fret on the 2nd string and the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and that's this. It's the same. Your right hand does the same motion, so it's. And then you go back to this one. And then you repeat that part. So, but an interesting thing right there where the drums is doing some weird thing. I thought, let's follow that pattern. So the drums goes like ta to tak to tuk to tak to tuk. So what I do on the rhythm guitar is the same thing. It's. See how I instead of doing, I do. So you get this really weird kind of feel right there instead of. And then what you do at the end, it's you hit the accord 3 times, but you push it down with your right hand, so you palm mute. So that's what you get. So it's like it's just something to give it a little bit more flair, a little bit more style, a little bit more dynamics right there, instead of going, you know, it's all just preference though. I like it like this. It's heavy. Then there's a slight difference, since I always base my guitar riffs mostly on the drums, and the drums does something different in the second part. It goes. So instead of going like this, what I do now is 3 open chords, so it's. So yeah, notice the difference right there? And then you do the same thing on this chord, so it's the same thing, it's just notice that the difference between. And then you do this. You end it again with that weird drum thing I just noticed. So, and then you go back to the regular one. So the whole thing is this. Next part is it's really simple. It's just this accord again, so it's open on the 2nd string, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and the 2nd fret on the 4th string, and then you hit it again, and then it's the same one again, and then you go to the 7th fret on the 2nd string, the 9th fret on the 3rd string, and the 9th fret on the 4th string, and then you go to the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and the 4th fret on the 4th string. So it's. And then you repeat that thing, so it's. Instead of going to this one, you'll go to this one, which is the 5th fret on the 2nd string, the 7th fret on the 3rd string, and the 7th fret on the 4th string. And then you hit it again. And then you'll go back to this one, which is again the 2nd fret on the 3rd one, 4th fret on the 3rd string, and 4th fret on the 4th string. And then you also have the 4th fret on the 5th string, so it's that one again. So the whole thing, whole second part. And that's it. After that you'll repeat the intro again, so it's this part again. And then with these two again. And that's pretty much the same thing. Alright, so after the intro again, the only difference there is instead of, all I do is palm mute the whole thing instead of have an open chord at the beginning. But now I have an open chord at the end. So it's... This is that part where the drums get all heavy and stuff. Then you'll do the exact same thing on this chord as well. And then you'll do the this part again. Right, so after the clean part, I'll play this. So what that is, it's just the same. Remember the intro? But now I'm giving it a little bit more movement, I guess. So it's... And then I'll do the other things in between. So it's... And what that is, it's this chord again. So it's the 2nd fret on the 2nd string and the 4th fret on the 3rd string. And then you move over to the next couple of strings, same position. And then you go open and the 2nd fret on the 4th string. And then you go back to this again, which is again 2nd fret, 4th fret on the 2nd and the 3rd string. So it's... And then you repeat that first part, and then instead of going, you go back to this one again. So it's... And then you do it again. And what that is, it's this again. So 2nd fret on the 3rd string and 4th fret on the 5th string. Sorry, the 4th string. And then you go, you slide it back to the previous couple of strings. So it's... And then you go to this one again, the same as the intro. The two on the 1st, 2 on the 2nd, 2 on the 3rd. So... And then it's an open. You hit that twice. And then it's an open on the 2nd string again, which is open, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and the 2nd fret on the 4th string. So it's... This is right before where the key change happens. So now I'm going to this one. It's 1 on the first fret on the first string, first fret on the second string, and first fret on the third string. And then you just slide it over to the next couple of strings, which is the first fret on the second string, the third fret on the third string, and the third fret on the fourth string. So it's that whole part. Then, when the drums start going crazy, I think what you do is it's this form again, but now instead of on the second and the sixth fret will be on the third fret and the seventh fret. So it's the third fret on the first string, the third fret on the second string, and then the seventh fret on the third string. So you'll get this, and then all you have to do is hit it once and then hit it 4 times again, but you don't have to palm mute it at all. You can just leave it open, and then you slide over to the 5th fret and the 8th fret. So it's the same form, but now you go over here and then you go back. So that part is just this. So yeah, the only part that might be difficult at first, it's this stretchy accord that I don't like, but it sounds cool. So other than that, it's not too difficult. And then after that, you do that. You repeat that twice. After that, it's the same thing, but now instead of keeping it all open, the notes in between are palm muted. So it's see the difference. So it's this one. So you go, I'll show it better. It's the same form, but now you're on the 1st fret and the 5th fret. So it's, and then you'll end it on it's the 1st fret on the 2nd string and the 1st fret on the 3rd string, and the 3rd fret on the 4th string. So it's this. So it's, see? So it's, I'll slow it down. See? And then you'll end on this, which is the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, the 5th fret on the 3rd string, and the 5th fret on the 4th string. And you'll play along with the lead track right now. So it's, and then you'll go. So what that is, it's this one again, and then you go backwards to the 1st fret, the 3rd fret, and the 3rd fret. So this, and then open, 2nd, 2nd. So. And then what you do, there's like a build up before the end. So it's just on the 7th fret on the lowest string, all palm muted, and then it's So what that is, it's the same chord, so it's 7, 7, 7, and then you go to 5, and then you go to 3, and then you end it on the octave harmony for this one, which is the 8th fret on the 2nd string, the 10th fret on the 3rd string, and the 10th fret on the 4th string. So it's... and then you slide it out, and then you're done. So that's it. Right, so for the bass, will be in drop C as well. So it will start with a C, a G, a C again, and an F. Alright, so for the intro, I'll play it first and then I'll break it down. So all what that is it's almost the same thing as the rhythm guitar, only this time you're on the higher octave instead of the lower over here. And you'll play some notes in between. So what it is, it's the 2nd fret on the 3rd string to the 4th fret on the same string, and then you go back to the 2nd fret. And then it's the 2nd fret again on the same string, and then open, same string, and then the 2nd fret on the 2nd string. So it's one more time. Then after that you repeat it, but instead of going, you go, and all that is, it's the same thing. It's 2nd fret on the 3rd string, open 3rd string, and back to the 2nd fret on the same string. So it's alright, and then you repeat this part again. But now you go, you run down from the 3rd fret, sorry, the 3rd string on this, the 2nd fret on the 3rd string to the 2nd fret on this 2nd string, and the 2nd fret on the 1st string. So it's So I'll show the whole thing right now. Then you go to the 5th fret on the 2nd string, and then the same string but open. And then you end it on the 2nd fret on the 2nd string. And then you go along with the lead track, so it's... So again. Alright, so I'll play the whole intro now. Then what the bass is doing is, I'll show it. So what it is, it's like it's all on the 2nd fret, and the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd string. But what you do is So you hit the first one, you'll wait a bit, and then the last 3 8 notes. So it's doom, kutata doom, kutata doom, kutata doom. That's what you basically play on the bass, and that goes on through a good chunk of the song. So do 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 do, you know. Again, it's like playing drums on a guitar, and in this case a bass. You play it 4 times, and then you go to this one, which is the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and the 4th fret on the 4th string. So it's the same, your right hand is doing the same thing, only the left hand changes here. And then you immediately go back to this one again. So it's and then you repeat that part, and then at the end, before it goes to the octave harmony on the lead track, you go along with the drums and the rhythm, which is, so it's that's it. So for the next part, which is a little bit more interesting than the rhythm part, who is only playing chords, but the bass is actually working hard here. I'll show it first. This is, it's open on the 2nd string, and then you hit it again, and then you immediately go to the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and then you go to the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, and then you hit the open 2nd string again, and then you hit it twice, so you'll be back on the downbeat. So it's and then you'll just repeat that, and you'll go to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and you hit it again, and then you go to the 4th fret on the 4th string, and then you go back to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. So it's slow. See? Then you'll go to the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and the 4th fret on the 4th string. Then you go to the 2nd fret on the 4th string, and then you go to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. You pull off to the open string, so it's, and then you hit the 2nd fret on the 3rd string again, so you'll get, so it's, so one more time. So the whole part we have so far slow. So then after you repeat this part again. But instead of going to this is what I'm playing right here. It's the 5th fret on the 2nd string, the 7th fret on the 3rd string, and the 9th fret on the 4th string. And then you go to the 7th fret of the 4th string, and the 7th fret on the 3rd string. And then you go back to the 9th fret on the 4th string. So it's one more time. Right, and then it's the same thing. So you go again, this the 5th fret on the 2nd string, 7th fret on the 3rd string, and then the 9th fret on the 4th string, and then the 7th fret. And then you go down again to the 7th fret on the 3rd string. But instead of going to 9 this time on the 4th string, we're going to the 5th fret on the 2nd string. So to round it off basically. So it's see, one more time. And then the next part is it's the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and the 4th fret on the 4th string, and then you slide it over to the 6th fret on the 4th string. So it's, and then you go back to the 4th string again, the 4th fret, and then you go to the 4th fret on the 3rd string. So, and then you repeat that part again. So it's I'll play it again. So this is the part I just showed you slow down. That's it, then you're pretty much good. Then you'll just repeat the intro again, so it's that part again. Then after when the heavy breakdown is happening, the bass is playing the exact same thing, so it's still so that's the same thing, and then this part comes around again. So it's the exact same thing. Next part, which is during the clean section, is really easy. It's just, I'll show it. So what that is, it's this is during the clean part. This is the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. Then it's the 4th fret on the 2nd string. Then the 2nd string open. And then the 2nd fret on the 2nd string. And then you repeat that once more. So it's so then after when the rhythm guitar comes back, it's I'll show it first. So what that is, it's the same, it's almost the same thing as the rhythm guitar. So if you've seen that part, this should be familiar. If not, I'll show you right now. It's the 2nd fret on the 1st string, the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, and the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. And and then you go to the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and then you go back down again. So it's the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, and the 2nd fret on the 1st string. So it's, see, and then you go back to the 2nd fret on the 2nd string, and then it's the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, open, and then the 2nd fret on the 2nd string. So it's the same part we already did in the intro, and then you at the end you repeat it. So you repeat this thing, but now you're going, and then you repeat it again, and then it's, so it's the exact same thing we already covered. But the only difference there in the next part is instead of going here, we'll go with the full low C, and then the open C, sorry, and then the open 2nd string and open 3rd string, and then we go back to the open 2nd string, and then the 2nd fret on the 3rd string and the 2nd fret on the 4th string. So what you get is, so it's again, and then when the key change is going to happen, all you do is the same form, but now you're on the 1st fret. So, and then you go back to the 2nd string, 1st fret, which is 1st fret, 3rd fret, 3rd fret. So I'll do this part slowly. Then it's actually the same thing, but now it's in a different key. So it's, see how I'm explaining the exact same thing. All I do is, instead of being on the 2nd fret in the first run through, I'm on the 3rd fret, and I play the exact same thing. So I'll do it slowly. Yeah, only thing that's worth noting here is that instead of an open string, it's now on the 1st fret on the 3rd string. Otherwise it doesn't work. See, that doesn't work. So I'll play it slowly now. So this part is so all that is, it's you just follow along with the leads and the rhythm guitar, and it's the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. Repeat it, and then you go to the same one again, and then to the 1st, and then open, all on the 2nd string. So and then you'll there's a build up right there, right before the end, so it's just an open string. So it's, and then you'll go the open again. And what that is so it's the second string open, the 5th fret on the lowest string, and then the 3rd fret on the 1st string, and then you end it with the octave harmony, which is the 3rd fret on the 3rd string. So I'll play it again, slow. And that's it. Alright, so there you have it. I hope you were able to learn something from this video. And let me know if you want to see more of this, or if you have any feedback or any pointers which for me to do this better, because I have no clue what I'm doing. Yeah, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next cover. See ya.